You're watching Channel 9 Eyewitness News at 4 with Greg Wormuth, Vanessa Eccles, and certified chief meteorologist Tom Terry.
The citrus industry in Florida continues to take massive financial...
Orlando police announced those charges just within the past hour.
We have spent all day working on this still unfolding story. We showed you how the summer sun is heating up local sports fields made with controversial crumb rubber. The extra steps one city is now taking to make sure children don't get burned. Early on the morning of June 12th, a stranger who had visited us before opened fire on the crowded Pulse nightclub. In seconds, lives were lost, and police had to break through a wall to take down a gunman who wouldn't stop shooting.
In the grueling hours that followed, families and friends waited desperately for word, not knowing whether doctors were treating their loved ones or whether those dear to their hearts were lost. 49 people would never go home again in what would become the worst mass shooting in the U.S. And it didn't happen in someone else's backyard this time. It happened in our backyard, our nightclub, our neighbors, our Orlando.
But something else happened too. Heroes emerged from the unlikeliest of places. Club survivors saved others. Neighbors donated blood. And beautiful tributes of grief, love, and resilience began to appear across the city.
We're still healing, and the months ahead won't be easy. But tonight, perhaps we can all take some comfort in the stories of Orlando Strong.
I certainly think that would be a first.
So, Maritza, what do you think? Do the NPAs, are they going to lean Democratic, do you think, in the general election?
Well, historically, that is what we have seen, that NPAs lean Democratic, and actually...
Hillary Clinton's camp, our George Estevez is with Marco Rubio's camp. We begin, though, with Christopher Heath. And this one, Christopher, I don't know what your take is on all this, but I think what Donald Trump says about Marco Rubio is drama that we're going to want to listen to. We'll get to that first. But let's listen to George Estevez. I understand that he's now ready. He just heard Marco Rubio. George, what was it like from your vantage point? The crowd wanted him to stay in, but he's now out.
Yeah, from my vantage point, Marco Rubio had been saying for months that he's out in September at the GOP debate. He said, well, he's not going to run for re-election. Then 6 months later, I interviewed him, and he says if he didn't win the White House, he'd become a private citizen. Then about 2 weeks ago, I interview him again, and once again, he says he's focused on doing the job, finishing out his time in the Senate, and then again in January, plans to be a private citizen. Now all that's changed, and not every Republican is welcoming this development.
The polls were probably going to be accurate here because there was a late surge over the last 5 days that improved the margins for Donald Trump. Usually when there's a late surge, it continues.
And again, Hillary Clinton 2-1, it looks like, over Bernie Sanders here in Florida so far. Bob, we'll stay on top of this, and we'll let you know if we see any changes.
All right, interesting to work with the touchscreen. We've got some terrific information for you. And of course, we're working off to the side to get you further updates on today's presidential primary results.
Our live team coverage will continue on WRDQ Central Florida's TV 27 in just 2 minutes. We'll see you then.
5 o'clock this morning, and here's what you need to know the minute you walk out the door.
Are you still feeling stuffed from your Thanksgiving meal? That's okay, because with all that's happening this weekend, you've got any number of ways to work it off while having fun. Get a jump on your holiday gift shopping and head to Exploration Tower at Port Canaveral for the 52nd annual.
Within the hour, I received an email from Congresswoman Corinne Brown's office. She's still not talking. However,
yeah, up in the Panhandle, they had several EF2s and an EF3.
Okay.
So that would be the strongest one that we've had so far in that part of the state. El Nino, this is part of the playbook. Before I lose it, I want to show you, showing up to the high clouds. See that little reflection right there? That's a sundog. Sometimes we have them on both sides, but there's a sundog for you. A sign of nice weather. I'm updating how.
Oh yeah, it looks like a lot of heavy rain.
Oh yeah, that storm cell is still intensifying, and we got to watch.
Welcome back. Albert Einstein said the only source of knowledge is experience. If that's true, new UCF basketball.
Hope you enjoyed the first week of the season, especially opening day. I know we did. I'm Joe, he's Christian, and this is the first episode of Orlando City Insider.
Yeah, we'll be here every week to help you get to know your favorite team. Most of this show will be about the things that happen off the field, but we'll start tonight with those incredible 90-plus minutes from last Sunday in our Sounds of the Game.
Coach's Corner presented by Southeast Still. Adrian Heath here once again, and we've talked a lot about the strategy over the season and the different way you've approached the game. Today we're just talking about Kevin Molino.
New Orlando City Insider, I'm Christian Bruy. The Lions are off for 18 days, but that doesn't mean the soccer capital of the South will be taking any time off. Camping World Stadium will play host to 3 Copa America matches, the last of which will be a showdown between Brazil and Haiti. The last time the Brazilians won Copa, Orlando City striker Julio Bautista notched the game-winning goal. I recently went face-to-face with the Beast to get a better understanding of the 100-year-old tournament.
What's been the most important thing you've learned just being with the Orlando City Soccer Club and over these last few months here?
Well, I think being with the soccer club, it's like a family down here.
Yeah.
You know, I come in every day and I just try to support everybody. Everybody in the organization truly cares about what's going on.